Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Let's see. Good morning for those watching on YouTube. Good morning, Faith. I see you. Good morning. Happy Monday. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in, y'all. Good morning. I know it's a Monday morning. We've been kind of off for the weekend, but we right back at it. Excuse me. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, listen. We made it, y'all. It's week 3. This is our last week, the last 7 days of this 21-day detox. Come on. We made it to week 3. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I see everybody coming on YouTube. What's up, y'all who watching us on YouTube? For those that are watching us on Facebook, good morning. The comments are open on both Facebook and YouTube. So come on, let's get active. Let's say what's up in the comments. Good morning. Good morning, Ashley. Good morning, Faith. Y'all, I'm still trying to get my voice back from this cheer competition. Yes, I am that mom that be screaming and yelling. And it don't make it no better that my son had a basketball game 2 days before. So my voice is, so bear with me. So happy Monday. Happy Monday. I'm hoping that everybody is well. Happy Monday. Thank you, Faith. All right. So thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully you can hear me okay. We are on day 15. Day 15. And what day 15 is for us is we are walking into a new week. We're walking into a new week of our distraction detox. So I'm excited about that. It's a new week. So let's take a deep breath. Come on, let's get right into it. Deep breath, because listen, we have been doing a lot of work, right? Good morning, Shamira. So we've been doing a lot of work. So I would say that week 1 was kind of like our release. We've released, we've reflected, we have grown, and now it's time for us to live differently, because you can't just do the work and then get to a place and then you don't apply what you've already learned. So now it's time for us to like live differently, to walk differently. So I want to start with, like, you got to ask yourself, what happens when distractions are removed but nothing intentional replaces them? It's like a person that says, well, I no longer want to do X, Y, and Z. But what do you do with that void once you remove it? So it's important for us to begin to ask ourselves questions, because what happens when distractions are removed but nothing intentional replaces them? Because if that happens, then you gotta think about, okay, if I remove this but I don't replace it with anything intentional, then that means that old habits can return. It means that old patterns can creep back into your life. And then it also means that old cycles can quickly resume, because you go back to what was then easy, or what was then comfortable. Because empty space does not stay empty. You have to replace it with something. Come on, empty space, whether it's in your mind, your heart, your will, your emotions, empty space does not stay empty. It gets filled with something. Come on. Good morning, Lex. Good morning. I see you over there on YouTube. Thank y'all for joining in. Those who are watching on YouTube and Facebook. Again, come on, let me know you here in the comments, and let's let's keep the conversation going, because it makes it easier when we're talking back and forth. So anyway, I'm sorry. Day 15, we're in week 3. Remember, you got to replace it with something, because if you don't fill your life with intention, distraction will fill it for you. So if you don't have intentional actions about the things that are important for you, then distraction will fill it for you. You know how they say like idle mind is the devil's workshop. Yes. So an idle mind means that's a mind that's not doing anything. That's a mind who just has a bunch of free time, and then you allow distractions to fill that. So they say that becomes the enemy's playground. So what we want to do is that for those of us who have made the commitment to walk in divine purpose, and to say that this will be the year that we fully operate and live in divine focus, that we want to be focused. We want to keep our eyes stayed on Christ. We want not just a good year, but our best year. Come on, somebody. Then we have to understand that being idle, and when we've done this work, we've gone on this detox, we're removing distractions, we're walking into our destiny. Then we got to understand that if we don't fill our life with intention, distractions will fill it for us. Okay, because freedom is not just about what you remove, it's about what you replace. Yep, yep. It's not about what you remove, it's about what you replace. Matthew 6 and 33, it tells us, it says, seek the kingdom of God above all else, and live righteously, and he will give you everything you need. Seek him first is intentional living. It's not accidental, it's not reactive, it's intentional. It means that even when you don't feel like it, even when you're not motivated, you allow discipline to kick in. You allow intention to keep in. You have a goal, you see it, and you strive towards it. So, intentional living means choosing what deserves your energy. Remember, we talked about that. Anything you give your attention to, you give your energy to. But now that we are in week 3, and where our goal right now in week 3 is to start living differently and to begin to apply what we've been learning the last 2 weeks, it's really important for us to really understand the concept of not giving your energy to everything and everybody. They don't deserve it. And that's what intention. If you're going to live a divinely focused life, if you're going to be divinely focused, and you want to be, focused on the things that God has for you, you got to understand that you got to choose what deserves your energy. Intentional living means choosing what deserves your energy. Intentional living also means directing your time with good morning, y'all, because um, not everything that's like an opportunity is good for you. And then you also got to create rhythms that support your growth. It is the difference between drifting and directing. You don't want your life to just be you're just drifting by. You got to be intentional. Intentional living means you got to know the difference between drifting and directing. Are you directing your life, or are you just drifting and going with the flow? Because drifting leads to distraction. Intention leads to purpose. When you are intentional about your life, that means you are purposeful. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. I see y'all coming on in. Good morning. I'm so grateful you are here. I know it's a Monday, and we be like Mondays be Mondaying, right? But you guys are here, so good morning. We're on day 3. I mean, look at me, day 3. This is how you know it was Monday. We are in week 3, day 15. Okay, so back at it. And I'm sorry, so we're talking about this morning, replacing distractions with intention, and talking about intentional living. Okay. So drifting leads to distraction, and intention leads to purpose. And that's what we want. We want to be walking and living in purpose. We don't want to just be giving anything and anybody our energy. That is not what God's called for us to do. Especially as women, we have so many titles, so many responsibilities. And the moment we allow distraction to begin to lead, we start giving our attention and our value to things that really do not matter. And dare I say, giving our attention and value to people who do not matter. That too is a distraction. So many women, we may feel overwhelmed because we live in reaction mode. We are always reaction. We are reacting. We are always on the defense, never on the offense. We're never getting in front of the situation. It's like most times we're always behind, thinking about, okay, now what? What can I do now? But let me tell you something. Responding to you can always feel overwhelmed in reaction mode when you always responding to needs, responding to messages, responding to other people's expectations. But intentional women, and hear me when I say this, when you are an intentional woman, the woman that says, listen, this is my season of divine focus. If you are that, then you understand that we choose direction before the day chooses them for us. You got to choose your direction before life, culture, social media tells you what to choose. Good morning, y'all. So if you're going to be intentional, if you're going to be like, listen, I am a holistic woman. I am divinely focused. This is my season when I am eliminating distraction, no matter who it is or what it is. If you have made that declaration over your life, and even, listen, I'm not even saying that it has been perfect. I'm not even saying that it has been easy, but I'm saying if in your heart of hearts, this is like your promise to yourself, or this is your ideal of this is what I want to walk in. If you have told yourself that, then you got to understand you got to choose your day, you got to choose your direction, you got to choose your goals before the world and before society, before social media, because you don't want to live from a reactive place, right? You don't want to live in a place where you're always constantly reacting and not living. And it's the signs that you can tell that you're living reactively as you start your day on your phone. Now, in this instance, I'm gonna give you a little grace because obviously we're going live. But just think about most of the time, like when you wake up in the morning, sometimes the first thing most of us do is we grab our phone, literally, and go on social media. We grab our phone the minute I still crust, we ain't brushed teeth. We grab our phone, go on social media, right? Now your day it's already starting with a bit of anxiety. Not saying that you're a person that struggles with anxiety. I'm not diagnosing you with anything, but you starting your day already reactively because now you have allowed culture, society, social media, followers to dictate the mood for your day the minute you open your eyes. There's this practice of like sitting your phone on the other side of the room. So when you do get up, grab your phone. Maybe it's go to the bathroom. Maybe it's look at the affirmations on your wall. Maybe it's looking at the affirmations on your mirror. Maybe it's brushing your teeth. Maybe it's saying a quick prayer. God, thank you for allowing me to see another day. Whatever it is, you got to be intentional. Because then if not, you start your day, the first thing you do when you wake up, you grab the phone, you scroll social media, then now so and so wrote something that got into your spirit. Now you're pissed off, or you see something that you don't like, or the world is already telling you to walk outside with anxiety. You've already been scared 15 million times. Now you're on edge. Now you done seen something about somebody being abducted. Now you can't sleep. It's all these different nuances and all these different things. And just think about how different your life would be if you woke up. Sorry, y'all. If you woke up in the morning, the first thing you did was say a prayer, or the first thing you did was sit there and say, you know what, today will be a great day. I'll overcome every obstacle. Imagine you just start speaking to your spirit that way. Imagine you start commanding your day. Say, no matter what comes my way today will be a blessed day. Today will be a great day. God, you have created me to be the head. You just start affirming yourself. That is not a reactive life. That is an intentional yet life. Actually, saying on YouTube, I wish I could delete all my socials. Let me tell you something. If I didn't have Holistic Woman, I would be off of social media. If I did not have Holistic Women and some responsibility with the church, let me tell you something. I wanted to take this whole year off of social media, but I got to be obedient because you can't reach the people that God has called you to reach if I'm off social media. But I did say, I even wanted to delete my personal social medias, right? Because I just feel like that's just where kind of God just has me right now. Um, But now I'm learning to be intentional with my social media because we're not living reactive lives. Actually, let me tell you, because what happens is, you think, well, if I can't do, because if the reason why I couldn't do it was if I deleted my personal page, it would have deleted the whole Holistic Women page, and because I am like one the not the moderator, whatever it's called, y'all. We ain't getting into the weeds of it, but anyway, what I'm saying is, in moments where we don't make excuses, we make adjustments. So because I cannot delete it, I've learned to, I'm gonna be intentional with my social media. I'm gonna have certain times that I'm posting. I have apps and stuff that post for me, so it might look like I'm posting, but the apps post for me. I say, look, post scripture or post this status, post this at a certain time, and it'll do it for you. And then you can go back later in the day. Like I give myself maybe different hours throughout the day where I'm like, okay, I'll respond to messages, or I'll respond back to people, or I'll do this, or I'll answer messages. Because let me tell you something, it can be overwhelming. And I am at the point in my life where I'm not allowing people, places, or things to tell me how I should feel. And I feel like social media does that. It tells you what to feel, how to feel, what to do, how to do it. That's not intentional. Good morning. So we got to understand this. All right. So when you're going through this, the signs of living reactively is like starting your day, feeling rushed before the day even begins. Is your priorities shift constantly and you feel pulled in many different directions. And I know many of us as women, we've felt like that, being moms and being, entrepreneurs and career women and all these other titles that we have. But it doesn't mean that we lack discipline. It means that our life needs direction. And if we're going to walk out this 21-day distraction detox, we're going to try to eliminate, not even try, we're going to begin eliminating distractions. Then we have to understand what it means to live a life of direction and not just a life of reaction. Because clarity reduces your overwhelm. Many of us who are overwhelmed, that means we lack clarity, because it means that we don't fully understand what or who we are. So this is why clarity is important. Obviously, clarity is important for your sight, but it's important for your purpose so that you have an idea of where you are going. Clarity will reduce your overwhelm. So you got to start your day with direction. So they call it centering yourself. So before you start your day on your cell phone, on social media, or whatever, even the news and things like that, you want to center yourself. Breathe. Then you want to choose your priorities before the day even begins. Okay, today I'm going to do this, this, and this. Because you got to decide what matters most to you before the world tells you what matters most to you. And then we got to protect our peace throughout the day. That's right. You are responsible for protecting your peace. You got to pause, you got to reset, and you got to breathe. Protect your peace throughout the day. Because intentional living, it creates emotional stability. And that's what we want for each other. We want our emotions to be regulated. We want our mind to be regulated. We want our thought processes to be regulated. And you got to start to ask yourself, okay, how can I and where can I be more intentional in my own life? Is it my morning routine? Is it my time management? Is it peace and reset? Is it spiritual growth? Is it the area of relationships? Because I remember I've been telling y'all this throughout each week, that your awareness will build your direction. It's about being aware. You got to be able to locate yourself. Think about Adam and Eve. It's not that God was asking Adam, where are you, after he sinned. He was making sure that he was able to be aware. Aware. You got to be aware of where you are spiritually, mentally, and physically. It's so crazy because I remember, like I tell my kids, it's so important to protect your peace. And it's funny, I was in a car with my kids the other day and they began arguing and acting crazy in the car. And I turned to them, I said, listen, y'all not going to stress me out in my car. This is my car. This is my stuff. You ain't going to stress me out in my car. And we got to start telling people, listen, you on social media and you letting social media stress you out. You letting people stress you out. This is the phone you pay for. Don't be letting nobody stress you out on the stuff that you pay for. That's protecting your peace. Swipe. exit, delete, block, whatever you got to do. Stop allowing people to disrespect you on the things that you pay for. Don't allow nothing to get on your nerves on your cell phone. So you got to begin. That's what protecting your peace is. It's about being aware. Like, you know what? I don't have to subject myself to this. I don't have to be a product of this. I don't have to put myself through this. And it's okay. Come on. Spending intention time with God. Yes. So when we think about day 15 and what it means to start living it with intention, I want us to choose like something each day. For example, like start our morning without our phones. Or for you, it may not even be the phone. For you, maybe it is like you can't start your day without chocolate. I'm being dramatic, but I'm just saying, like, whatever that thing is that you know is not serving your purpose or not serving a good purpose in your life, try to start your day without that. Because small intentional choices create life changing direction. So I have a thing now where I do not like every day I've made it such like a part of my DNA that I am going to speak to myself in an affirming way. So I use sticky notes, whether they're on my wall, whether they're on my mirror, whether they're in the shower, whether they're in my Bible. Because how you talk about and to yourself, it matters. It really matters. How you respect yourself matters. What you do matters. Even some of us, you got to understand the relationships that you are in, whether they're platonic or, romantic, whatever type of relationships you are in, you disrespect yourself by accepting less than. And disrespecting yourself is a distraction because you do not value yourself at the level and at the tier that you are supposed to be at. You're allowing yourself to be disrespected by playing small and staying safe just to appease other people. That's also a form of not protecting your peace because you're putting yourself in a place that does not serve who you are. So you got to make those small intentional choices to create life-changing direction in your life. Come on. I'm telling you, them notes on the wall and all of that helps. It really does. So Proverbs 16:9, it tells us we can make our plans, but the Lord determines our steps. So planning honors God, not worrying. He's not telling us to worry about everything. He's telling us it's okay to have a plan that honors God. And you say, listen, I'm gonna be intentional about this. I want my week, I want my day to honor God. Because trusting in him, it was guides our path. So we got to ask him to help us to live with intention. Ask him to guide our priorities, our energy, and even our decisions. We got to ask him to teach us to fill our lives with what gives us life. If you know that thing, those people, whatever that is draining you, then you got to begin to ask yourself, okay, what gives me life? What gives me purpose? What takes my breath away in a good way? You got to ask God to help you protect your freedom, the freedom that you have gained. Choose intention, choose clarity, choose purpose. You got to tell yourself, listen, I am living with intention. I am protecting my peace. Some of us got to tell that to some people. I am living with intention. I'm not doing things just because of happenstance, just because I ain't got nothing else to do. No, I am living with intention. I have a goal. I have something that I am trying to achieve. It's not about being perfect because intentional living does not mean you're perfect. Intentional living is not about perfection. It is about direction. I know where I'm going. I see it. Some of us, we dream about a place that we know is like, God, I know what you've shown me. I know the gift that you've given me. I know the talents that you have given me. I see the purpose and plan that you have for me. I know that what I'm currently in is not my ending journey. I know you have more for me. Some of us can see it in our mind's eye, and I'm telling you, keep pressing toward that mark. You got to be intentional with how you get there, though. And think about every intentional choice that you make, it moves you closer to the life that you are building. Every intentional choice that you make, it moves you closer to the life that you are building. So you got to understand what it means to be intentional, even in your decision making. You cannot make decisions that are not intentional to where you are going. Some of us have a goal, we have a plan, we have an idea of our purpose. And I always tell myself this, if what I see in front of me does not align with the picture that God has given me for my life, then this is not meant for me to deal with. And we just got to be that intentional about stuff. It says go after everything that you feel like God has called you to do. And if it does not look like it, then leave it. If you know he's calling you to go after peace, then chaos does not look like that peace. Remove yourself. You got to stop telling yourself that you're not getting good enough, that you've missed the mark, that it may be too late for you. Oh, Jalissa, I'm happy to hear that, because let me tell you something. Even if it's just for one, then that means that I've done the job that God has called me to do. Listen, I've learned that your message or whatever you have may not be for everybody, but if it's for one, then that means then God is pleased. He said he leaves the 99 to go after the one. So that's my goal. If I can just reach one woman throughout whatever God has called me to do, then I've done my job. But I really want us to this week, as y'all already know, Monday is usually the foundation. We got to lay the foundation. But this week is going to get good because this is our final week of the detox. So there is going to be some work that has to be done. Don't shy away from it. Don't not log on. Come on. Make sure y'all here every for the next couple days. We're gonna ride this thing out. 6:30 in the morning. 6 a.m. in the morning. Look at me trying to perspect this out. 6 a.m. every morning. The last few days. Listen, we got 6 days left now. We're gonna the next 6 days, I'm telling you, finish with a bang. Finish with a bang, because it's important for us to understand, y'all, we gotta reduce our overwhelm, we gotta have clarity, we gotta start making intentional steps toward what God has called us to do. And I don't want us just drifting through this season of our life, because drifting leads to distraction, intention leads to purpose. Oh my God. Drifting leads to distraction. Sorry. Drifting leads to distraction. Intention leads to purpose. And I want us to really walk out the purpose and the divine plan that God has us on. And I really want us to obtain it, to walk in it, and to live it. Y'all, it's so much more on the other side. It's so much more. It's so much more on the other side of anxiety, on the other side of people pleasing, on the other side of disappointment, because there will be some disappointments. There will even maybe be some heartbreak. But hear me when I say there is so much more on the other side of those things. There's so much more on the other side of distraction. Don't allow the enemy, don't even allow the inner you, the inner me, to talk you out of or to make you think differently of what God has given to you or what God has told you. Be and do what you feel like God is calling you to do. It's not going to be easy. You may have to leave some things. You may have to walk away from some things. You may have to put down some things, some people. But as we walk out this last week of this last week of our distraction detox, I really want you to start looking inward into who you truly are, your triggers, your things that make you come alive, your insecurities. Yes, okay, Sylvia, I love that. Because I said that earlier. You gotta learn. You gotta understand what you need to replace your distractions with. You have to replace distractions with intentional living. So if you know a distraction for you is waking up and scrolling your phone and being inundated with social media, Replace that with, you know what, I'm going to read this, or I'm going to work on my business plan, or I'm going to work on content for my blog. Not saying that social media is bad, but if you're going to be on social media, use it to promote or to uplift your business or your platform or your podcast or your book or whatever you have. Use it to be a tool and not something that's going to deter you from the purpose and plan. Use it to be something that's going to push you toward it. Same thing with a relationship and friendship and community. Get around people that's not going to pull you away from, that's going to push you closer to. So remember, we're on week 3. This is day 15. The next few days, y'all, we're going to be unpacking how to live with intention so that we don't become easily distracted. So I pray, listen, that the rest of your day is the best of your day. I pray that you have the best day and that you don't allow the distractions in your life to dictate your direction. Don't allow the distractions to dictate your direction. You are going places, but it's important for you to remain divinely focused so that you can know and see where you are going. So have the most amazing day. I'm telling y'all, tomorrow we get into it. We right back at it. Set your alarms for 6 a.m. and I pray to see you there. Y'all have the most amazing day. Listen, it's Monday. Make sure you make this week your best week. Remember, declare with me. Remember, I told y'all, you got to command your day. You got to tell yourself, today will be a great day. I will overcome every obstacle that gets in my way. Tell yourself that. And I'm telling you, no matter what comes your way today, you're going to be like, you know what? I'm going to have a great day. So y'all go ahead and have a great day on purpose. Don't let nobody to destroy your peace today. Have a good one. Love y'all. Bye.